we going up. Yeah. 100K on the way, 100K on the way. I don't care what you say. Eyes a laser ray. We going up, we going up, we going up, okay. We going up, we going up, we going up today. We going up. Yeah. 100K on the way, 100K on the way. I don't care what you say. Eyes a laser ray. We going up, we going up, we going up today. Yeah. Going up, we going up, we going up, okay. Yeah, we going up on the day.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining
Making
me
money is crazy.
And
I know you thought it would change me. So she saved me. Look at my wallet, it's rising. Don't even rush. It's all about time and red meat. You know what we eyeing. Bitcoin to the moon, we fly. We going up. 100K on
anyway,
the way.
I want to hit up
I don't care what you say.
I'm gonna stop.
Eyes a laser ray. We going up. We going up. We going.
And let me change and present my screen. Alright guys, so jumping over here into TradingView, I wanted to talk a little bit about things in terms of the technical analysis, indicators, and before I even jump into this, first of all, thanks for joining again, and if you are enjoying this stream, if you think you're going to get some value or some from it, that it's going to help you in terms of how you look at the market or how you learn, then please, hit the like button and subscribe. We've seen a lot of interesting price action this week, and I just want to remind everybody that this video is not financial advice, and so I'm not making this in an attempt to tell you that you should make any kind of investment decisions. Rather, this is just like what I do as a hobby during part of my time. I look at the Bitcoin price chart, and I find it's the most valuable to follow for the entire crypto asset market. I'm not only invested in Bitcoin, although the majority is in Bitcoin. I do, have some Ethereum and some other altcoins, as well as some really speculative stuff as well. And anybody who's watched the channel, you know about some of that stuff as well. So again, yeah, please hit like, subscribe, and let's jump into it a little bit. So what I'm kind of seeing here is we bounced off of the bull market support bands. And if you watch any of the technical analysis videos that Ben Cowan does, I think that he's really good at showing that the bull market support band, and here we're looking on the daily time frame, really is, here we didn't even bounce off of it, right? But if you want to know or get some kind of an idea as in terms of when we're in a bullish sort of medium / long term stance versus a bearish one, I would say it's whether we get above or below these support bands. So here you can see that we kind of went through this phase right here. Last time that this occurred was around December of 23, so 5 months ago, and this is where we were kind of battling it, and we lost a couple times, right? And we were even stuck below it for a while, and that period started in August. So really, the last 4 months of the year, we were kind of battling it. But when we concretely got above it, this was a fake out, right? But look, it's this retest here. When it becomes very successful, boom, that's when we kind of shot up. And the reverse can be said, that if you, break below it and then you try to break above it, but you fail on that test, then it tends to portend that you're going to spend some time back down there. So what I'm trying to say is that this was a good, healthy reset. I've heard many of the other influencers out there, when I watch Bitcoin price prediction videos, they will definitely talk about the bull market support bands, and I found this to be a useful indicator to watch over time. I want to talk about some different time frames though, and kind of some of these levels I've set up here. So you can see this purple line that I set at, what is that, 63,978, that we are just below right now. Is that correct? Yeah, we're just below it. This tends to be an area where you see some rejections occurring, and that's something that I think the bears are attempting to sort of do right now as we move into this close that's going to occur in about an hour. But I mean, I'm not really worried. We've kind of been in, a structure like this, and you can draw this in lots of different ways, however you want to kind of look at it. I haven't changed those lines recently, but if you want to look at it, it's just like a big consolidation period or if you leave it the way it was a failed breakout, you know. Either way, to me it looks like we're still kind of just holding in here, but this close could have impacts depending on if there's any interesting price movement in the next hour, and that's why I want to cover it. Because when we look on the weekly time frame, like, here's where I don't think it's super interesting on the daily, but I do think it's interesting on the weekly. And remember, most people in technical analysis will tell you that if you want to have like more power behind the signals you're seeing, look at a longer time frame. Okay, so as we go to the weekly, you really see the power of this bounce, and this candle looks very like a nice bullish sort of reversal candle, right? Even if it's red, it still looks pretty good on the weekly, but I want to kind of show what happened in 2021, because in 2021 we had, of course, the double peak scenario with the summer downtrend, and you can see that there were not really any weekly closes that got any higher than this green area. So the reason I wanted to bring this up when I started thinking about making this video earlier is like sometimes you see quite a fast movement in Bitcoin. It's not something I'm predicting at all, but like theoretically, if there was a fast movement, just like a $2,000 movement in the next, you know, or is that 2,000? No, it's like less than $2,000 movement, isn't it? 65,300 would definitely sort of clear and give us a weekly close that once again is higher than anything we had in 2021. Because I kind of think of that like support. You know, that's like our support. If we're retesting all-time highs to decide if we're going to go higher, we are retesting the highs that we sort of established in that last bull run. Those bull market highs on the weekly time frame were established at the level of this green line. That's why I drew the green line. So if we close above that, that's pretty bullish, and that's where things could get a little bit nutty maybe next week, potentially, but the odds of that I couldn't like possibly tell you. With Bitcoin and trading sideways for a while, and a low liquidity weekend where everybody's kind of bearish lately, and you see funding rates also in a way that's really like they're paying longs. I don't know if that's still the case, but that's what I heard some influencers saying yesterday. Then there is sort of a nice incentive for, you know, a short squeeze type scenario to occur. But again, I'm not even looking at those metrics right now on the screen. It's just like based off of sort of what I was hearing yesterday. I believe this was Crypto. He dropped a video where he was discussing negative funding fees. So, but again, I didn't look at that today. Just kind of like, I do think this could be an interesting close, right? And, oops, what I do want to hit here, what I do want to go to here is the Pi Cycle Top Indicator. This video put out by Rect Capital today, I think it's really valuable for analyzing the market, and I did put the link to the video in the description. I just want to play a small clip of it, from it, and then I'll return back to the trading view analysis. But I do think that like fading the Pi Cycle Top Indicator and just ignoring it, like I did last year, I was like, yeah, just because it predicted the top 2 times or whatever, or 3 times, doesn't mean it's going to happen again. Well, it did happen again. So this time I'm watching it very carefully, and I'm learning more about this indicator. From what I see, you know, it provides very good, a very good indicator, sort of a leading indicator as to where we are in the bull part of the cycle, and I mean also the bear part of the cycle, but also like how long the bull cycle is going to run. So anyway, without further ado, let's listen to this for a minute.
Like $10,000 to $80,000. So we are seeing declining, we're also seeing declining on the orange moving average, which is now representing the price point of 58k. And what's interesting about that, before we talk about this chart, what's interesting about that is that we have effected a support retest in this orange region, and we did that earlier this year as well. And even in the late 2020,
Not 100% sure everybody can see this.
Single time that we did rebound from this orange moving average, that was essentially the bottom. So according to this price cycle moving average, this is the bottom for Bitcoin, and it's this price cycle moving average that is going to enable this sideways range that we're seeing. And it's been 2 months that we're inside this range. We saw downside deviation below this level. Check out the recent video about this reaccumulation range that I talked about, because it really is a compelling idea. We always see reaccumulation phases around the halving event, and what's interesting about that is that we're also seeing a reaccumulation range below the old all-time high, which is not a comfort factor, because we always see old all-time high reaccumulation, whether it's a shorter reaccumulation like we saw here in 2020, whether it was a more zigzag, longer reaccumulation like in 2017 and 2013, which is blasted beyond this point of old all-time highs, which is this black level here. So the fact that we're seeing a reaccumulation range around old all-time highs is essentially being quite faithful and truthful to historical cycles. And it's confirmed the fact that we always see reaccumulation prior to the halving event. And if you look at, for example, previous halvings, for example, May 2020, you see reaccumulation going into the halving event. July 2016 as well. If you
Okay, I don't want to just sit here and play this whole video, but I do really recommend that you check this out if you're serious about figuring out the implications of like Bitcoin behavior and where it predicts the next bull market peak to occur, where the cross of the Pi cycle indicator will occur. And it's predicting, you know, somewhere around like, I think February, March of 2025. So this interesting thing, and then perhaps later. The interesting thing about it is because we've been trading sideways, that's sort of pushing that indicator out. Initially it was looking like it was going to be the end of like 2024, when we would see sort of peak happen based on the Pi cycle top indicator. Okay, so anyways, going to actual prices, you know, we're sitting at like 63,900, pretty like much testing that purple line that I was talking about. You know, and if we kind of move above it, historically, you do sort of not see things settle there, do you? Let's just see. Well, here we are on the weekly. Let's look more on like a 4-hour chart. I think that'll be more instructive. Okay, so if we take a look here on the 4-hourly, is this, yeah, this is where we are right now. I'm just gonna get rid of this because I don't know why I moved this over accidentally. This as well. So, and get rid of the lines so you don't have to look at them. That's a bad idea because we do want to look at what happens in this range if we close above the purple area. So, as far as the last like few weeks, not much except, yeah, just kind of like, I didn't see any sudden movements kind of initiated in here. That much. This one was. This was kind of a fast move up, and this one kind of jumped right through those both levels. So, I mean, it could happen, but let's see. Let's take a look over here. And yeah, my channel, like if I'm doing price analysis, it's definitely going to be biased toward being more moon boyish. So do your own research. This is not financial advice. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for checking out the channel and the live stream. And yeah, again, this isn't financial advice, so take it with a grain of salt. This is like price divination or tarot cards or anything else. The quantitativeness of trying to predict price movements is, you know, hard to say how quantitative it is because past results do not predict what you're going to get in the future necessarily. But I think it's still a fun hobby to do. And by the way, I don't day trade on this. Like, if I'm buying things, like I would look at technical analysis to kind of get an idea when it might be a good moment to scoop up, or when the charts look good in terms of making an entry point, when I'm just dollar cost averaging or buying things. But I don't really sell that much, honestly. And so, yeah, and definitely not like in this period of the market, I'm not looking to make any major sells. So I do want to make that clear that I don't day trade on this or swing trade on it. And if I do, I will be transparent and share that. So yeah, we see that some pretty rapid movements up here, and then again you can just kind of consolidate in here. So yeah, there's more evidence that we would just kind of consolidate in there, and not much would happen. But anyway, that's kind of what I see for the weekly close. Let's look on, go back, let's just take a quick look on the monthly time frame, because that might be good to sort of review and see how things are looking on a very long time frame. And you can see on a very long time frame, the monthly's looking pretty good. Yeah, I mean, what happens when a monthly candle bounces off the bull market support bands? Here it wasn't that much, but the one after that, boom. I mean, that bounced, boom. That bounced, boom. That bounced and didn't really do much, but it was like, you could tell that's a month where it was getting tested a lot, so probably these two kind of were around the same moment where we are right now, like, or where we just were, a few days ago, kind of testing the lows right around a monthly close or near to it. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. This is like more of a short one, and see you next time.